Hello and welcome to Reality NSFW. Professor Tim watches Survivor. I am Lauren and I'm joined by, as always, the great Professor Tim, where we're going to break down episode number 11 and maybe a little bit of episode number 12 of season 4 Survivor Marquesas. Professor Tim, it is great to see you here today.
Oh, it's lovely to be here. I'm here with Bay, who won't leave me alone at the moment. But he's very moody. He's very moody. I don't know. Do you have any recipes for a moody cat?
I don't. I have outdoor cats that I take care of, but I have no indoor cats.
Oh, they're very different. They're very different.
Yes.
I was partly brought up on a farm, and after milking the cows by hand, have you done that?
I have not, no.
Oh, no. It's an experience very, very necessary for life. And after milking the cows by hand, I then come in and we'd have this big bucket of milk and we'd leave it in the front garden, and all the farm cats would sort of stand on their back paws and lap the top of the milk, which was I suppose it was fairly unhygienic, but there we are.
So I need to go to a farm and have this full-on experience. That's noted.
Not only that, but having milk fresh from a cow is quite extraordinary. I don't think I've ever had it literally fresh from a cow, but I have had it fresh in the bucket and then straight out of the bucket into my mouth and on my breakfast. Actually, I don't remember having breakfast cereals on the farm, but there we are. I know. Fresh milk is quite extraordinary, and today in the land of pasteurizing and processing, it's quite a different process. I can't imagine you could ever get hold of fresh milk anywhere today. Now, fresh cow milk, tremendous. Fresh goat's milk is like vomit, really. I just think I can't think of anything more detestable. Actually, I can. My partner is busy giving me kefir at the moment. I'm starting to adjust to it. But kefir is a type of Turkish yogurt, but it's got the consistency of milk just as it's starting to go off. I think that's actually what it is. I think it's yogurt before it goes. There's an old story. We're so off Survivor at the moment. There's an old story.
Yes, as always, though. So we're right on track for how we typically go with this show.
There is an old story, which goes back, which is an old Turkey. It's a story about the Mullah Nasruddin, and the Mullah Nasruddin was this strange man who used to walk around. Well, he used to ride around Turkey on the back of a donkey, but facing the wrong way. So instead of facing the front of the donkey, he was looking at the back, and people would say, "Oi, Hodja, Mullah Nasruddin, why are you facing the wrong way on your donkey?" He said, "Well, I like to see where I've been." And I thought that was a very reasonable. Anyway, well, one day, he's squatting by the side of a big lake. And have you made yogurt?
I have.
Oh, there's so much for you to do, Lauren. I have to take you in hand and give you all these skills: farming, milking a cow, making yogurt.
Skills you're describing.
Yeah, we're clearly going to have to exchange them, because you will have skills that I've never come across in my life.
Yes.
Like managing the students in a university. I just assume they're going to be there. If they're not there, I think, well, that's great. I have actually given a lecture to an empty lecture room, and at some point during the lecture, a student tried to come in. I said, "Come in. We've already begun," and I had genuinely begun. I was lecturing in the absence of any order. Now the cat's sitting on the other computer.
So you had no audience for this lecture at all?
Yes, that was rather disappointing. I don't like to tell that story, because I much prefer to tell the story about the fact that I was once lecturing and I fell asleep in my own lecture. And I heard this, well, because in those days I used to lecture sitting down, which I thought was rather elegant. And I heard the voice getting slower and slower, and then suddenly it sort of stopped. And I thought, thank God. And then I looked up and I sort of woke up, and I realized I was the person who was, it was me, or it wasn't me at that point, and I was thinking, where am I? Who are all these people looking at me, and what am I talking about? And I have no idea how long I've been asleep, and it may have just been seconds, or it may have been sort of, it may have been an elderly moment, and there may have been sort of noises, not necessarily from the top part. And it could have been disturbing. Anyway, what was I saying? I was telling about Mullah Nasruddin.
Yes.
And he was so in order to make yogurt, you take a bit of yogurt and you put it into some milk, and then you leave it at the right temperature, and suddenly the milk goes, and the whole bowl of milk becomes yogurt. It's magical, quite magical. It happens like that. Okay.
It's noted.
So,
I've noted this. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you're going to do it. So the only way you have to get the temperature right. That's the disturbing bit. So the only way you can you can't make yogurt in anything else except milk, I believe. Anyway, so Nasruddin is putting a bit of yogurt into the lake, and someone comes up and says, "Oi, Mullah Nasruddin, you can't turn a lake into yogurt." And he said, "You can try." And the point is, you can't do anything if you don't try.
Right.
So you just have to try everything. You have to try. I think it's a very good. It's a very good way forward in life. So you can try. You can Yartu. I can't remember the Turkish now. It's gone out of my head. There's so many other nonsensical things in my head at the moment. This week is being extremely difficult. But anyway, let's go on. Where were I'm just wondering if I ought to tell you something, but I'm not sure I should. But I don't know whether I will be here for the next episode next week. That's really the issue. I've had a rather nasty diagnosis, and it's come as a bit of a shock. So
I'm so sorry to hear that, Professor Tim.
No, it's it was missed, and it's been missed for 3 years. Though I presented with the appropriate symptoms, and then I had a nasty experience last week, the end of last week, and hemorrhaged, which shocked my partner, who was very disturbed. And so earlier this week, I had a thing called a colostomy. No, is it correct? An endoscopy. So a coloscopy. And yes, they found quite a sizable cancer. So I have to prepare myself for further information and certainly surgery. So it's a little bit of a shock.
Well, you know that.
Sorry to say all that.
No, don't be sorry at all. You're in all of our thoughts and prayers. We're thinking about you, and if you need anything that we can be there for, we are here for you. I'm very sorry to hear all this.
Yeah, these things happen though, unfortunately. Right, let's get on with let's get on with my inappropriate comments about episode 11.
Yes, episode 11.
So go on. Now, where were we with episode? Oh, Soliantu, which I can. Do you know I have such difficulty with that name? Made up names, names which have a clear origin, I can deal with. Made up names, they just don't work. It's like Naboombu, in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. It just doesn't work. And in fact, in the new stage adaptation, I noticed they've changed it to something else, which is also made up, so also won't work. But you want words to have a solid origin. Mm-hmm. You want to know where, because words don't sort of appear out of nowhere. They have a history and a pedigree, and that's what makes them memorable, because you tie one word with another word, and then you have some idea about where you're going. Anyway, so you start off with Pascal and Sean being nice. And then Sean starts talking about the love tribe thing, which I think in itself is quite fascinating, because this is the most dysfunctional season that I think I've watched so far.
In terms of the people getting along with each other, because you really had one group versus the other group, and that's what we were seeing throughout this entire season thus far.
You've seen nothing but backstabbing and nastiness. And in fact, it reminds me of later versions of The Circle. Is there a place for reality TV simply to expose people at their worst. Yes, I think if you expose some people at their worst, then the hope is that you're going to expose some people at their best. But we have struggled to see people at their best in this season, and in fact, I don't think Jeff Probst and people were particularly interested in it. So they do exist. Sean just gets better and better by the week. John was lovely, certainly the week he was going. Pascal is an absolute angel. The girls are interchangeable and forgettable. They don't seem to be cast on anything they say. Vecepia just keeps very quiet, but you know that she's got a brain in there, and you know she's doing stuff, but it's all inner workings, and she's clearly determined to win. That's it. That's her only focus. I would like somebody in a reality show to be at least focused on talking to me as one of the viewers, and I don't think Vecepia is. Tammy comes across in this episode slightly better than usual. Nalia comes across appallingly in this episode. She
does. Very, very poor, especially because people were not receptive to how she acted when she came back from the reward.
Well, and then I'm afraid the show dwelt on that in a way that was detestable. And it wasn't just one moment or one joke. It just went on and on and on. It was a good 10-minute or 15-minute section where we were just seeing Nalia gloating over the fact that she got some new clothes and clean nails and clean hair. So, I don't understand. And I thought Nalia was going out.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, because of that, I was quite surprised. Who did go out? Was it Sean? It was Sean, wasn't it?
No.
Was it not Sean? Who was it?
Tammy.
It was Tammy. Did I
Yes.
not pick that up? Maybe I didn't get to the very end. Oh God, I just assumed it was going to be Sean. I sort of switched off. Right, it's not Sean. It's Tammy. Well, that surprises me. Oh my God. You're full of revelations today.
I'm just giving you the correct
knowledge. Lauren, I'm so distracted today. I'm so distracted. I'm only doing this because you're here. Well,
it is always good to see you.
Well, it's always good to see you as well. What have you been doing today? Tell me something I don't know. What have you been doing today? What's your day been like?
So I'm actually on vacation, and
are you?
Yes, I am.
Where? Or have you gone away, or are you vacationing?
I am going away. So I'm going to Cody's wedding next weekend.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Oh, my God, I'm so excited about this. Is he prepared? This is why he's not here, isn't it?
He has a lot going on to plan and everything.
Poor Cody. Well, we will celebrate. We will raise a glass of something to him by next weekend.
Oh, absolutely. He's super excited, and I can't wait to be there and watch the ceremony.
Well, I'm super excited as well. I believe me, if I had the opportunity, I would be over there and celebrating with you.
Oh, he would have a seat right there for you, just to be in the center. Where
I would perform the ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah. But it would be lovely. Yeah. So I hope you're going to you are delegated on my behalf to take lots of photographs and
yes,
and report back. But we will try and pursue this at some point soon. But I have no idea when it's going to be.
Yeah, we'll just figure everything out, and there's no rush to do it. And
yeah, I'm so sorry about all this other stuff going on.
No need to apologize at all.
Well, thank you. What have we got? So I thought Sean had set himself up for after he voted off. Oh my goodness! So because the whole episode was about Sean bitching, I hardly noticed Tammy. So this wasn't one of these sort of episodes that tells you that focuses on the person who's going out.
Correct. So they normally get a huge.
They normally focus. I thought, okay, I know where this is going, and I think I think it was. It may still be on my computer. Yes. I'd forgotten. I stopped it about 5 minutes before. 5 minutes before the final. Before the what do you call it?
Hey, at least normally you're pretty spot on with your predictions. This one you weren't. So I mean, you got blindsided by the show, so that's always good.
I got blindsided by the show. Absolutely. Well, is that the first time?
I would say the first time more so this season. Yes, you've been pretty correct on your reads on people, and so far where you think that they're going to make it to in the game. Yeah,
because it's just been sort of straightforward. Tammy, as you know, I don't really know who she is. So losing Tammy isn't going to do me much.
Well, she had her
harm.
coming out episode with Zoe, really, when they were bickering with each other and going back and forth.
Oh, that's right. And Zoe was nasty to her.
Correct.
Yes, but all I remember from that, I'm afraid, was Zoe. I don't remember very much about Tammy. You know, Tammy is a sort of a hollow character. I don't.
You mean to tell me you didn't remember her winning the Stilts challenge?
Not remotely. Over which I draw a veil. I had no interest in the Stilts challenge at all.
I know you don't, but that's why it's fun to bring it up.
Is that the only thing she managed? I wonder.
She was good at challenges. She was fine. She held her own.
Yeah, okay. But she's not a great conversationalist, is she?
So how I would describe her is she seems as though she really knows who she is as an individual and basically a straight shooter. And sometimes, that can be intimidating for people because of the way she could come across and the way she speaks to people. But I have no problem with people like that. I prefer straight shooters, so then you know what you're going to get.
Yes. Oh, me too. I blunt and direct.
Yes.
But I like people also to be kind. It's possible to do all three.
It is possible.
And I also quite like people to be humorous. I don't like jokes. I have no interest in jokes, but I quite like anecdotes, and I quite like wit. I like wit.
Which you possess all of that.
No, I'm not sure I do. I mean, sometimes I'm also gaffe prone. If there's an opportunity to put my foot in it, I will. But you probably haven't noticed that so much in these programs because I prepared so rigorously. This one I've not prepared as well as I would normally prepare. So it could go anywhere. It could go anywhere. In the next
half the time, I never know what you're going to say. I'm really? Always unprepared.
Okay, so Vesepia's birthday.
Yes.
Well, how did I read that? I read that as meaning that she can't possibly be going out today.
I mean, sometimes people get voted out on their birthday.
Do they? And do people's birthdays turn up quite a lot in this show?
Oh yes.
Because we had two birthdays in the circle. And
the circle's filming is much shorter, right?
Yeah. I'm wondering whether people are cast with a sort of eye on their birthday. Think, oh, we can do a birthday there. We can give somebody a carrot with a candle in it. Or we can light their carrot. Go ahead, light my carrot. It's what if you were stuck on this desert island? What would you have for your birthday?
Probably a coconut. I mean, that seems to be the
only a coconut.
Food they really.
It's the only thing you can actually have.
Right.
And how can you make your coconut seem particularly natal and celebratory? I God knows. I suppose you can throw. I mean,
that's when you cut it up with the machete a certain type of way and make it a little shape or something, and I don't know. Get creative with it, people.
Get creative with your coconut. It's so disturbing. It's so disturbing. Right. And what was that? Tammy? Oh, Tammy fishing with the sharks. And I was thinking, go ahead, bite. But they didn't. And they seemed very sweet, the little sharks. These are the sharks you keep in a fish tank, aren't they? It isn't possible that some big mummy shark is lurking around the corner.
I mean, yeah, they're in the fish tanks. I would prefer not to be around the sharks because sharks are unpredictable, but...
But she wanted to bash them on the heads. You see, I think if you had a choice between a shark and a pig, the shark probably would be safer. A wild pig is
safer
really
to
dangerous.
kill or safer in terms of wanting to eat?
Oh, safer in terms of killing.
You're popular.
I've got it's yeah, but no, safer in terms of killing. I think you'd have more. It'd be easier and safer to kill a shark than it would be to trap and kill a pig. Pigs are just vile. Pigs are lovely in real life. I mean, I had lots of.
Pig get killed in season 2.
Yes, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I didn't like that at all.
You don't come across the person that would prefer to be watching that on television.
I thought that was self-indulgent and hideous television, and the thought that they were encouraging John to go down that route again. I just thought, there's something wrong with production in this episode, because the one thing they must have learned you don't do is kill a pig on camera, and yet they must have been encouraging John, saying, John, why don't you trap a pig? It's here every day. I don't believe that was his.
Oh, you mean the general?
His impulse. Oh, the general, not John. The general, yeah.
Yeah, John's been long gone.
John's been long gone. Long gone, John Silver. Yes. I'm sure John's a pot of gold, really. I'm sure he's an absolute delight. Did you know that Argentina was named after the Latin word for silver, because it was a place where you could get silver?
I didn't know. I'm learning so many new fun facts today. It's been great.
Completely useless fun facts, but there we are. Right, let's go on. Where were we? So the fishing with the sharks, and Sean. Oh, the love tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Now the very, very interesting thing is happy birthday. You do know that happy birthday, at least until about a year ago, was still under copyright, don't you?
I believe so, yeah.
Which is why it's very rarely used in films, because it costs a lot of money to get permission to put it in. So I used to do lots of recordings for teaching people English, and happy birthday was something that came up regularly, and then suddenly it would be censored out and we'd have to sing or do something else instead, because happy birthday is such a sort of routine thing. And most countries have adopted the American song as opposed to what was traditionally done in their own country. I can't remember the Greek song, Nazisis, Timothy. Anyway, sorry, but each country has its own happy birthday song, and it's not happy birthday to you. So what I don't understand is how Sean got away with singing happy birthday, and it was actually broadcast on film. I would have thought that would have been up there with singing ABBA songs. You just don't do it because Jeff Probst isn't going to put his hand in his pocket and pull out his card. Oh, well, there was a lot of that today. Jeff Probst card is almost as impressive as his candle. This is my personal card, and you can play with it for the day, or the evening anyway.
Indeed.
Poor Jeff Probst. I don't believe it is his card, but I don't understand how Sean managed to sing Happy Birthday. He sang it beautifully. That's
a production question. That's not a Lauren question.
Well, it is a production. We put it out there. Maybe somebody who's listening or watching. No one seems to be listening or watching. We're doing it at such a strange time. No one is prepared. Yeah, maybe. Where were we? Yeah, maybe somebody will know, and somebody can get back in touch with us and say, how did Sean end up being able to do?
I'll reach out to Sam. Sam always seems to know the behind the scenes.
He does, doesn't he? And he's not here today. This is shocking. Right. And then the next note I've got is Sean and his swimming. But we already knew Sean wasn't a strong swimmer. So it is impressive that he managed to produce a stone. But for the rest of this, I don't understand. When they cast him, they knew he wasn't a swimmer. So why are they putting these major events on which require swimming, and quite complex swimming, when they know he's not up to it, because the only thing they can be doing is trying to get him out, which is why I assumed he was off.
I do know that many people that learn how to swim somewhat before coming out onto the show.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I think just because depending on location, a lot of challenges go towards swimming because it's something easy to do. It's in the water. It's not difficult. There's less injuries typically when they're in the water doing challenges versus on the beach.
Yeah, cheap television.
Yep.
From which Probst and Co. make an absolute packet. It's exploitative television, really. And I think Sean is a sort of fall guy here. I felt very sorry for him.
I felt bad for him, but he still went in there, gave it his all, and did the best that he could.
Well, he did. He didn't win, though, did he? He didn't stand a chance of winning. Pascal did beautifully.
Yes.
He did beautifully. I liked the idea that you have to swim with that stone and then chuck it, and then swim a bit more and chuck it.
Yeah, that's the best strategy that you could do, because what he really did was he pushed it as far as he could, like through it, and yes. I think that definitely helped him. But no one was even really that close. No.
Normally with these challenges, they're all almost sort of finishing at the same time, and then he has to place it at the feet of Jeff Probst. I mean, Jeff Probst is presenting himself as a sort of deity here. Put it at my feet, along, and I will let you sniff my candle. And borrow my credit card for the evening. It's there's a disturbing cult of Jeff Probst that I find increasingly worrying. And I can't be the first person to have noticed it. Oh gosh, here's another one. I'm so sorry about all these calls. I will call them back afterwards. We may have to round up quite quickly.
That's okay.
Okay. So Pascal wins. And then brings Nilia. Do you notice I'm saying her name correctly?
Yes, you are saying it correctly.
Yeah, no, because I wrote it down when I was listening to it, and oh dear, I've got a stack of calls I've got to do. So Nilia, and they go off and have this knees up on the cruise ship. And then she comes back, and it's just one disaster after another. I think now I can sort of deal with her getting sort of precious about her nails and her hair. What I can't deal with is the first thing, which is offering people this mint that she's already half chewed.
I was waiting this entire podcast for you to get to that moment to hear your thoughts.
It is one of the most disgusting things that I can actually think of. I always found it sort of slightly unnerving if my mother did anything like that, and when people take half a bite of chocolate and then expect you to eat the other half, and you think, oh God, just use your fingers, break it, and don't try and put that thing in my mouth. I don't like things from other people stuffed in my mouth. There's your innuendo for the day. And but no, I really found the mint scene deeply questionable. I thought, where does she come from? What is she
I think she just shut off her brain for a good 5 minutes when that segment happened, because there's no way in my mind.
How long had she been chewing on the boat to get back with this mint sort of tucked like a little bird in a what does she think she is? Some sort of pelican? Ooh, and after the mint, guess what I got tucked in my mouth? I got an entire sandwich that I slightly masticated, and I got a banana which goes down very well. Oh, and I think I've got a tin of soup.
You only imagine.
It's an entire circus act, isn't it? What else have I got tucked away that they didn't realize I was taking out with me? Well, the mind boggles. But a mint, I think, is. I thought she was going to say, "I've been sucking on a mint. Would you like to smell my breath?" But no, she didn't. She didn't even do that.
Yeah, she surprised you with what she was really intending to do.
She surprised me with her vacuity. what has she done after this show? What did she do after the show? And what is she a student of? I don't remember.
I have not kept up with her life, so that's something I can definitely research and get back to you on it.
Oh my goodness, yes. Well, there we are. So the Mint, and then I put down she breeds dissent. So this is why I thought she was positioned to be one of the two people who would be thrown out, and I thought the other one would have been Sean. So I'm slightly surprised how Tammy got involved in this, because she was all part of the pig. It begins with an S. What was it?
The pig snare.
The pig snare. I've got down here pig. It looks like pig shave. I don't think that was what was intended at all.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be an episode without a misspelling here and there from you on your notes.
Absolutely. And then we end up with the general getting fire and immunity. Congratulations, yes. General. That was quite sort of. Was that thrilling? Not terribly. This was quite a dull episode. I'm sorry that I'm sorry this is our last sort of broadcast for a little while, but it's going off in sort of damp squib, really. But I do promise that if all goes well, fingers crossed, I will be back. I will be back, and we will try and energize and do something and do something else and finish off this episode and go into the next season. So I am quite determined.
Yes, and we're all thinking about you over here.
Lauren, thank you very much. And apologies again for being a little direct. But we should stop there. I need to make some phone calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Respond to the phone has been slightly going mad. So, but yeah, news is leaking out.
Yeah, sending all the love from me and everyone else over here, and prayers to you, my
thank you very much,
friend, Professor Tim.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
All right, I am just gonna wrap this up and say that please be sure to check out all of our content over here on Reality NSFW. We have Challenge Podcast going, we have Big Brother going, we have all of our Survivor content that is now rolling out with Fair Play, Matt, Victoria, War Dog. Be sure to check out that cast assessment that they've done. They're going to continue to do that over the next 2 weeks, and we're going to have a Survivor draft season 41 coming up as well. So be sure to check us out. Thank you so much for joining Professor Tim and myself today, and all of our thoughts and well wishes go towards Professor Tim. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good one.
Autumn is in the air, the pumpkins are in the patch, and our friends at Manscaped are here to make sure you don't carve your pants pumpkins when you're grooming, if you know what I'm saying. Make sure you're keeping things fresh this fall with the leaders in male grooming and their brand new 4th generation performance package. Boys, get ready for cuffing season like no other. Ready to take the leap into fall with Manscaped? Join the 2 million men worldwide using Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with promo code SURVIVOR.
Now, listen, I have had my fair share of mishaps in the past, and going into Halloween, the guys like to dress scary, the girls like to dress inviting, and as a result, you're bound to get your pants down if you do things right. Well, you don't want a big bush down there. You want those things freshly trimmed, shaved so perfectly. Don't use a razor. Go to Manscaped. It's the only way, or you will not be getting treats, but only tricks.
It's time to bundle up with the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies.
First off, the new Performance Package 4.0 includes the new Lawnmower 4.0. And if you're looking to cozy up this fall, this trimmer is essential.
Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It also gives you the ability to turn a 4,000 LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave, plus it's waterproof.
I hate shaving in the dark. That 4,000 LED spotlight, perfect. But the Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ear. So you use the Lawnmower 4.0 for your rear, use this for your ears. This nose and hair trimmer uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system to provide proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps against nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes.
Seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations, the crop preserver ball deodorant. Everyone knows pumpkin spice lattes and ball deodorant go hand in hand.
That's all they're talking about at Target these days. It's crazy. Then after trimming the pumpkin patch and whacking the leaves, give your balls a boost and use the Crop Reviver. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and Shed Travel Bag. You see me on the road, I have the Manscaped Shed Travel Bag with me everywhere I go. Get comfy on the home and on the go this season.
So get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. Make your balls a priority this fall. Choose Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Promo code SURVIVOR. I've been trying to cut down on carbs, sugar, and unhealthy food, and realize I basically can't eat anything anymore. I mean, I used to love eating that delicious cereal, but I can't. But wait, I can, thanks to Magic Spoon.
0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. That's only 140 calories a serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. Plus, build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and my new favorite, maple waffle.
Magic Spoon just recently brought back 2 super popular flavors, cookies and cream and maple waffle, just like you're talking about, Johnny, permanently. When these flavors were first introduced for a limited time, they sold out extremely quickly. You should make sure to get these again and try them for the first time. They're delicious and indulgent.
Every morning I wake up, I look into my cabinets. All I have is Magic Spoon cereal. I have all the options, and I'm like, I'll do a little bit of I'll mix some cookies and cream with a little cinnamon, maybe cocoa and peanut butter. But oh man, that maple waffle just by itself is just something so spectacular. Hey, they're perfect not only for breakfast, but that guiltless midnight snack.
So go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code SURVIVOR at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked.
Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/survivor and use promo code SURVIVOR to save $5 off. And thank you to Magic Spoon for sponsoring this podcast.